A few days ago, Alex Pereira's ultimate prize was a championship shot against Israel Adesanya at UFC 281, and he succeeded spectacularly. Alex Pereira has wanted to be a mixed martial arts fighter for as long as he can remember, so beating Israel Adesanya at UFC 281 was the realization of a lifetime dream. Even though every legendary fighter has at least one and usually more opponents with whom they will forever be tied, decades-long rivalries in combat sports are rather rare. Ali, Frazier, Tyson, Holyfield, Gatti, Ward, just to name a few historic rivals. The cultural, historical, and lasting impact of some fights may be appreciated even by those who aren't boxing experts. Fights between legends like Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn and George's Street Pierre and Michael Bisping, and whoever wants to fight him, Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, and many more stand out as some of the most exciting in UFC history. Let's look at how the new UFC champion got here. Just a few weeks ago at UFC 281, a rematch between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya, two long-standing kickboxing rivals, commanded the entire pay-per-view audience's attention. Both of these combatants have set their sights on the middleweight championship in this bout. Both Adesanya and Pereira made their long-awaited UFC debuts 2 days apart. It was the fight that everyone's been waiting for, so to speak, and on Tuesday Pereira stated, "I'll do whatever it takes to grab the championship on Saturday, and then I'll go about my day as normal." The opportunity to fight Pereira in the octagon was a major selling point for Adesanya to sign up. However, the champion's craziest fans remain unsatisfied despite his recent successes. With a string of thrilling triumphs and sensational knockouts, Alex had won the most important battle of his career, the top of the middleweight class. In addition, Pereira scored a knockout victory in their last bout against Adesanya. In April of 2016, the Brazilian won by majority decision, and the last stylebender was knocked out by Pereira's devastating left hand in the third round. Pereira replied, "Don't take it personally, I'm simply here for the championship," in response to a question about why he is so eager to face Adesanya. When asked whether there was any bad blood between the two fighters, the response was certainly crossed his mind. This may leave you wondering, but why on earth am I going to be mad with him? Pereira's win at Madison Square Garden last year gave him the self-assurance he needed to focus, and now he has gained again by forfeiting his title for the second time. After being questioned whether his kickboxing matches were meaningful, the challenger said, "Absolutely, it makes a difference," but he still didn't feel confident enough to enter the cage, cross his arms, and knock out his opponent. "You may put your faith in me since I have a proven track record as a fighter, having made my UFC and Glory debuts here." Israel Adesanya, who lost the UFC 281 championship battle against Alex Pereira, is expected to demand a rematch with his Brazilian opponent. Due to the chaotic nature of mixed martial arts matches, anything may happen at any time. A conflict may manifest in several ways, each of which has its own unique history and context, and by conflict, it meant heavy shots straight to the face. This was a lesson the Israeli Adesanya had to learn the hard way at UFC 281, when Alex Pereira knocked him out with 2 minutes remaining in the fifth and final round. Adesanya, who is 33 years old, had already been declared the victor by all three judges when the bout was interrupted. The underdog Pereira won the battle against the heavy favorite, the New Zealander. After their grueling bout, UFC President Dana White dared him to fight again. As a champion and for his achievements, Adesanya deserves all the acclaim he has received. Alex Pereira set a record by only needing 4 fights to win the UFC title. In his UFC debut on November 6, 2021, the Brazilian won the middleweight title with a stunning come-from-behind win against an old opponent. It was at UFC 281's main event on Saturday night at New York City's Madison Square Garden when he finished out Israel Adesanya with a knockout. Adesanya's exceptional game plan of pounding, clinching, and takedowns really rocked Pereira in the first round, and by the fourth, Pereira was obviously exhausted. But Pereira's brutal strength is why he has triumphed in both of their previous matches against Adesanya, and his latest victory against Adesanya was the only one of its kind. Pereira is the only person who has ever knocked out Adesanya, and he did it again in the fifth and final round of their main event fight at UFC 281 at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night. Antonio Rodrigo J.K. Pereira won his 4th fight for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He is the middleweight champion at the moment. Since the beginning of the year, Adesanya has not lost and has been the champion in his division. Adesanya was in complete control of the fight until the very end when Pereira jumped on him when he was hurt and stuck against the cage and hit him with a lot of strikes. After Adesanya got hit with a lot of left hooks and rights, referee Mark Goddard stopped the fight. Before the 5th round, the former UFC light heavyweight champion kept it real with Pereira in the corner. Pereira's coaches and MMA teachers said. "Should I just beat him up, or is there something else I could do? I'm the one who asked, after all." A translator helped Pereira talk about what he thought. Glover told him knock him out, so I said, "Oh, let's do it." Pereira has beaten Adesanya in 2 kickboxing matches, the most recent of which was a knockout in 2017. Adesanya said, "That's another amazing story he's living, but it's not over yet. As the saying goes, this is still war." Before the fight, Adesanya was ESPN's #2 pick in his weight class and #1 for middleweights, while Pereira was #7. At the end of the 4th round, Adesanya was ahead on all 3 scorecards, 39-37. In their second fight, Adesanya again won the first 2 rounds, but this time Pereira knocked him out in the 3rd. "That's freaking nuts, right?" says the speaker. What Adesanya said, "This story had been told to us many times, and it always sounds the same." On Saturday, Adesanya hit Pereira hard at the end of the 1st round, but the bell saved a wobbly Pereira. After getting off to a slow start in the 2nd round, Pereira came out swinging and landed 2 of his trademark left hooks. Adesanya could stop Pereira's attacks in the 3rd and 4th rounds, and his wrestling and grappling skills helped him win the 3rd round. During a leg kick exchange in the 5th round, Adesanya slipped and fell backward. At a press conference after the fight, he said that Pereira had kicked him in the right peroneal nerve, which could have numbed his leg. "Because of that, I couldn't have moved around as quickly," Adesanya said. "I don't think anyone else but myself knows how that felt. In a moment, my leg just gave out." I applaud Pereira's effort. For him to be able to buy them, he had to spend a lot of money on those kicks. At UFC 276 in July, Pereira, 7-1, knocked out Sean Strickland in the 1st round. This gave him a chance to fight for the title. 6 of the Brazilian heavyweights' 7 wins in mixed martial arts were by knockout or technical knockout. He's 4-0 in the UFC and has never lost a match. Glory Kickboxing has 2 divisions, and Pereira, who is 35 years old, has won in both of them. Years of hard work and training have paid off, and now I can call myself a world champion. Adesanya, 23-2, had won 3 straight fights and had never lost at middleweight before this fight. Last year, Jan Blachowicz beat him for the light heavyweight title, which was the only time he had lost. Since October 2019, when he beat Robert Whittaker to win the middleweight title, the New Zealander with Nigerian roots has successfully defended it 5 times. At UFC 276 in July, Adesanya, who was 33 at the time, beat Jared Cannonier by a unanimous vote. Dana White, the head of the UFC, hasn't said for sure that Adesanya and Pereira won't fight again. White said of Adesanya, "He has been a big help to us. He goes out of his way to cause trouble on a regular basis just for fun. This person never has anything bad to say. Anyone can challenge him to a fight, and he will take them up on it. A friend like that is something to be excited about. He's also nice, which is great to see." Will these 2 long-term rivals face each other again? Tell us in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe with that bell for more videos like this.